Oh, goodness. Good morning, guys. A couple announcements. I know at least one person's on here, or two people, three people. I wish I knew who it was so that I could give a shout out, but I'm not that technologically advanced. So here we go. A couple announcements for the studio. If you want to be in on a giveaway, we're giving away a pneumatics towel, which are really amazing. So look on the website or Facebook or Instagram and look at the rules for doing that. There's a couple more giveaways in the coming weeks too. Go to the website and donate if you can. The studio would really appreciate it. Anyways, let's get started. If you want to get your playlist going at home, get it started. And I'm going to get mine started here. Let's all go to our backs as per usual. So any position with the arms and legs that feels good. Bending up the knees if your back is still a little tight from sleeping all night. Hopefully you're sleeping. Closing down the eyes. And let's just take a nice, big, deep breath together. Inhaling, filling up the belly, up to the ribs, and the shoulders, letting it all go. Taking another nice, big, deep breath in, filling up the belly, up to the ribs, the shoulders, letting it all go. Let's start using that Ujjayi breath, breathing in through the nose, sealing up the lips, breathing out through the nose. Let's breathe in for a count of 4. Holding it out the top for 2 and letting it go for a count of 4. And again, breathing in for a count of 4. Let's hold it at the top for 4 and out for 4. Let's take 2 more nice big deep breaths together. Inhaling, filling up the belly, up to the ribs, and the shoulders, letting it all go. Take another nice big deep breath in, filling up the belly, up to the ribs, the shoulders, and letting it all go. Let's bring the thighs to touch and extend the legs out if they're not already. Bringing the arms above the head for a big full body stretch, getting as long as you can. And bringing the knees into the chest, give yourself a squeeze, maybe a couple circles clockwise, counterclockwise. And let's plant the feet about mat width apart. We're going to windshield wiper the knees, so dropping the knees to the right. And going to the left. One more each side, going to the right. And going to the left. Coming back to center, bringing your feet in a little closer together. Heels kind of close to the tush. And we're going to take a big deep breath in, and we're going to find a cow on our laying our back. So we're going to open up the chest. We're going to tilt the tailbone towards the mat, kind of arching the lower back up off the mat. On an exhale, we're going to curl the tailbone under. We're going to lift the hips up into a bridge pose. Oh yeah. And setting it back down. Again, inhaling, opening up the chest, lifting that lower back up. Exhaling, curling the tailbone under, lifting the hips up. And last one, inhaling, opening up the chest, tilting the tailbone towards the mat. I don't know how you could tilt it towards the mat. You know what I mean. And exhale, curling the tailbone under, lifting it up. And setting it back down. So next we're going to go a little bit further. So on an inhale, we're going to find that same cow shape. On an exhale, curling the tailbone under, we're gonna bring the knees up and we're gonna crunch up. And bring it back down. Inhaling, opening up the chest. Exhaling, crunching it up. We're gonna do 8 more of those. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. I've already lost count, but it's okay. Hopefully it's early for you guys too, and you're not counting either. Let's do 4 more. I'll probably lose count of that too. 4, 3, 2, last one. Great job. Let's bring the knees back into the chest. We're gonna rock back and forth. We'll all meet into a tabletop position. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're gonna stretch out the wrists a little bit, okay? So we're gonna take the fingertips towards the sides, okay? We're gonna shift from one side to the other, maybe going to the fingertips of the opposite side that we're leaning on. We can put all the weight onto that one side, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Whoop. All right, let's take the heel of the hand towards the front. Fingertips are going to be facing towards your knees. We're going to shift back towards the heels of our feet, lifting up the heel of our hand. We're just going to go back and forth, stretching out those wrist flexors. And as always, if you have blocks at home, have them ready, or a chair or a couch nearby that you can place your hands on if your back is still tight or your hamstrings are still tight. My back is feeling a little funky this morning and not in the good way. All right. So if I'm doing something that looks a little strange, that's why. All right. Let's go to the back of the right hand with the fingertips facing the left hand. Okay. We're just going to take a couple circles. Maybe switch direction here. And going to the back of the left hand, doing a couple circles there. All right. Taking the hands back to normal position here. We're going to extend that right leg out. All right, we're going to do a couple, what they call cowbells. I don't know exactly what they're called. Okay, so we're going to shift forward. We're going to find chaturanga arms, either going halfway, or we're going to go all the way down, bringing the chin down and trying to extend the leg up. Okay. And we're going to press back up. So we're going to do 3 of those. So shifting forward, going halfway or all the way, pressing back. 2 more. Shifting forward, halfway, all the way, shift forward. Last one. Shifting forward, halfway, all the way, going back up. Yay. We're going to take that right leg. We're going to extend it out towards the right side. I know this is probably a really nice shot here. Sending that right foot down to the ground, taking that left hand by the left knee, reaching up with that right arm. Here, if you can see it, like this. All right. Whoop. We're going to press off that left hand. We're going to bring that right hand by the right knee. We're going to reach over and try to find space on that left side. And bring that left hand back down, reaching back up with that right arm. And finding that tabletop position again. We're going to do that again with the left leg extended back. So extend that left leg back. We're going to find those cowbells again. We're going to shift forward, going halfway, going all the way, pressing back up. 2 more, shifting forward, halfway, all the way, pressing up. Last one, shifting forward, halfway, all the way, pressing up. Bring that left leg out to the side. Bring that right hand by the right knee, reaching up with that left arm. Pressing off that right hand, bring the left hand by the left knee, reaching over with the right arm. And going back down, right hand plants, left arm extends up. And finding that tabletop position again. We're gonna curl the toes under. We're gonna lift up the hips, downward facing dog. So in that triangle, your tailbone is the highest point. Pedaling out the feet if that feels good. You can always drop the heels one side and then the other. We're gonna shift forward and we're gonna let the knees hover off the mat. And we're gonna hold it here for just a second. And we're gonna lift it back up. We're gonna do 2 more of those. So shifting forward, letting those heels hover. If you can let the heels hover here, that'd be great too. And bring it back up. Last one. And lifting it back up. We're gonna settle in here for just a couple breaths. If it feels good to shrug your shoulders by your ears and bringing them down, you can do that too. We'll be here for 2 more breaths. 1 more. We're gonna inhale to the tips of the toes, exhaling, bending the knees, stepping or hopping forward. I'm finding my blocks here. Inhaling, halfway flat back, exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, we're gonna reach all the way up, looking at the thumbs. On an exhale, we're gonna cactus the arms, opening up the chest. And inhaling back up. Exhaling all the way down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to flat back. Exhaling, planting the hands, stepping back into plank, moving through your vinyasa or following me, shifting forward, bending those elbows back, going all the way down. Inhaling, rolling those shoulders back, lifting up into cobra. Exhaling, rolling back down, pressing up into plank or tabletop, lifting up those hips, downward facing dog. 2 big breaths here. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling, let it out. 1 more nice big deep breath in. Exhaling, let it out. Inhaling to the tips of the toes, exhaling, bending the knees, stepping or hopping forward. Inhaling, finding that flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reaching all the way up, looking at the thumbs. Exhaling, cactusing the arms, opening up the chest. Inhaling, back up. Exhaling all the way down, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway to flat back. Exhaling, playing the hands, stepping back into plank, moving through your vinyasa or following me, shifting forward. Bending those elbows, going all the way down. Inhaling, rolling the shoulders back. Exhaling, rolling back down, pressing up into plank or tabletop. Lifting up the hips, downward facing dog. 2 big breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, let it out. 1 more nice big deep breath in. And exhaling, let it out. We're gonna inhale that right leg up. Exhaling, plant between the hands. Dropping that left knee down, reaching up. Modified crescent. And exhaling, finding half splits, half Hanuman. We're gonna shift back, straightening out that right leg, flexing the right foot. Hip should be above the knee. Remember, if being on your mat bothers your knee, if you're on hardwood or something, you can always put a blanket or something under your knee, okay? Bending back into that right knee, lifting that left knee up, reaching up, crescent pose. Dropping the arms, straightening out the legs, bringing that left foot in a little bit. We're gonna fold over into pyramid pose. So hips are still facing the front. You can always use blocks, Jane Fonda soup cans, books, I guess, maybe. You got thick books around. Your children, you can make them useful. 1 more breath here. And then you're gonna leave your left hand planted. If you need to bend that right knee, you can. You're gonna reach up with that right arm into revolve triangle. So trying to find a twist in the upper back, not the lower back. Great job. 1 more breath here. And bringing that right hand back down. We're gonna step that left foot up to meet the right at the top of the mat. We're gonna heel toe the feet out about hip width apart. We're gonna grab opposite elbows here and find a ragdoll. Just swing side to side. If this is too much, playing the hands down, okay? Whatever feels good. One more breath here. And playing the hands down, stepping back with that right foot, dropping the right knee down, reaching up, modified crescent. And on an exhale, straightening out that left leg, flexing the left foot, folding over. The more you flex that left foot, the more stretch you're going to find in the hamstring and the calf. Congratulations on waking up if you're joining me live. And bending back into that left knee, lifting that right knee up, reaching up, crescent pose. Remember bending that back knee if that feels better on your back. Keeping the ribs in a little bit. Shoulders away from the ears. And we're gonna drop the arms. We're gonna bring that right leg in a little bit. Heels are sort of aligned if that feels good. We're gonna keep the hips facing front. We're gonna fold over, pyramid pose, using your children, your blocks, your soup cans, books. I don't know what else, what other things around your house you can use. Get creative. Gina, you can use your chihuahuas. I'm sure that they would say still enough for this. I'm cracking myself up over here. Keeping your right hand planted on the mat or on the block, reaching up with that left arm. Maybe it's just teeing out to the side, but try not to stress your back too much. We're just getting started. And bringing that left hand back down, stepping that right foot up to meet the left. Maybe this time, if your hamstrings are a little bit looser, you can either do ragdoll again, playing your hands down, or you can take your index finger, your middle finger, loop them around the big toes, finding a flat back and exhaling, bringing the chest in close to the legs. You can always bend into the knees too. Elbows are going out to the side, okay? Just a couple options there. We're gonna be here for 2 breaths. One more here. And we're gonna inhale, reaching all the way up. And exhaling all the way down, forward fold. Inhaling halfway to flat back. Exhaling, playing the hands, stepping back into plank and moving through your vinyasa, whatever that looks like, or following me, shifting forward, going all the way down. Inhaling, rolling those shoulders back, lifting up. Exhaling, rolling back down, pressing up into plank or tabletop. Lifting up the hips, downward facing dog. 2 big breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling out the nose. One more nice big deep breath in. And exhaling, let it go. Inhaling that right leg up. Exhaling, plant between the hands. Opening up into warrior 2. So that left heel is gonna plant, the arms are gonna go out straight. So option here, you can stay here in this warrior 2, or we're gonna reach up, we're gonna straighten out the legs for 5. Bringing it back down. Keep nice and strong. 4, 3, whoop, 2, yep. And last one. Holding it here. Keeping the shoulders back, the ribs are in. We're gonna flip that front palm. We're gonna reach up, reverse warrior. Exhaling into extended side angle. So either hand going down to the mat or elbow on the thigh. We're reaching up with that left arm. From here, we're gonna reach towards the front. If you want to, we're gonna reach that right arm underneath the ear, keeping that chest open, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling back, reverse warrior, reaching up with that right arm, straightening out that right leg. We're gonna move into triangle pose. So shifting that left hip back, we're gonna reach that right arm forward, okay? If your knee hyperextends, really press into the toes here, okay? So bring that right hand down wherever it lands. Maybe it's pretty high, maybe it's down to your toes. Gonna reach up with that left arm. Okay, reaching towards the front. And if you want to, reaching that right arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, reverse triangle. And exhaling, cartwheeling those hands down into a lunge. Bringing that right foot back, moving through your vinyasa. Shifting forward, going all the way down. Inhaling, rolling those shoulders back, lifting up. And exhaling, rolling back down, pressing up into plank or tabletop. Lifting up the hips, downward facing dog. We're gonna go to the other side. Inhaling that left leg up. Exhaling, plant between the hands. Opening up, warrior 2. Hello. So doing the same thing on this side if you want to. We're gonna reach up, straighten out, and exhaling, bringing it down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Great job. Inhaling up. I think this is 3. It'll be fine. Inhaling up. Whoop. Last one. Holding it here. Really pressing into the outside of that right foot. Keeping the ribs in. And flipping that front palm, reaching up, reverse forward. Exhaling, extend to side angle again. So elbow on the thigh if you want, reaching up. Still pressing into the outside of that right foot. Reaching towards the front. Maybe reaching towards the front. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, reverse warrior. Straightening out that left leg, moving into triangle pose again. Shifting that right hip back. Reaching forward with that left hand as far as it goes. Placing that hand down wherever it is. Reaching up. Reaching forward with that right arm. Maybe reaching forward with that left arm for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, reverse triangle. Exhaling, cartwheeling those hands down. Moving through your vinyasa, shifting forward, going all the way down. Inhaling, rolling those shoulders back. Exhaling, rolling back down, pressing up into plank or tabletop. Lifting up the hips, downward facing dog. 2 big breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling, let it out. One more nice big deep breath in. And exhaling, let it out. Go ahead and drop to your knees. Grabbing a drink, wiping off your face. I'm gonna kind of show you where we're going to next facing you so that you can see what I'm doing here. So we're gonna go from crescent pose, that high lunge. You can always bend that back knee if you want to. All right, we're gonna go from crescent. We're gonna bring that knee up. From here, we're gonna go into, you can go all the way down to ninja, or if you want to, just bending into that right knee, maybe just tapping that left toe down. All right, or going all the way down. All right, we're gonna bring that left knee back up and we're gonna bring it back, okay? We're gonna do a couple of those. On the last one, we're gonna cross that left knee over. We're gonna find eagle pose, okay? So we're gonna find those arms. I just wanted to show you, all right? Awesome. So let's all go back to downward facing dog. Let's inhale that right leg up. Exhaling, plant between the hands, raising up, crescent pose. From here, bringing the knee into the chest. Whoop. From here, extending that left leg out. Bring the knee back in and bringing it back. Great job. So this is 2, we're gonna do 5, all right? Bringing that knee up, extending that left leg out. Left knee goes back up, extending it back. Bring it back up, whoop, extending it out. Bring it back up, and going back. Here is 4, I believe. Knee up, leg out, knee up, and back. Last one, knee up. And extending out. Knee up, we're gonna stay here. We're gonna cross that left knee over the right, hooking that left toe behind the right calf if you can. Staying here or teeing out the arms, putting the right arm top of the left, grabbing shoulders or palms. Okay, great job. One more breath here, trying to keep the shoulders up, away from the face. And letting go of the arms, we're gonna find funky chair. So ankle goes on top of the thigh, sitting down. If you wanna do flying pigeon or arm balance, feel free, we'll be here for just a little bit. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And slowly, we're gonna leave that, we're gonna put that left foot crossing over the right, and we're gonna fold over into a forward fold. One more breath here. We're gonna step back with that right foot, and we're gonna find lizard lunge. So we're gonna heel toe that left foot to the edge of the mat. We're gonna place both hands on the inside of that left foot, staying here, or if it feels better to drop that right knee down, you can drop it down. If you wanna do an arm balance, you can do that too. Or if you wanna go to the outside of that left foot, find that external rotation, that left hip, staying here. Or if you wanna get a quad stretch in it too, bending that right foot up, grabbing that right foot with the left hand and bringing it in. One more breath wherever you're at. And we're gonna let that go. We're gonna heel toe that foot back in between the hands. We're gonna bring that right knee to the outside of that left ankle. And we're gonna sit down. Inhaling that right arm up. Exhaling, bringing that elbow to the outside or just hugging that left knee in and twisting. One more breath here. And facing the front again. Uncrossing the legs. We're gonna go into boat here. With the knees bent, reaching forward. From here, we're gonna find half boat. So letting the heels hover. From here, bringing the knees back in, crossing the ankles, playing the hands, lifting up the butt, maybe you're lifting up the feet. We're gonna set it back down. Great job. Knees into the chest, extending out. Knees into the chest, switching the cross of the ankles, playing the hands, lifting the butt up, maybe lifting up the feet, setting back down. Knees into the chest, extending out. Knees into the chest, crossing the ankles, bringing it up, setting it down. Knees into the chest, extending out. Knees into the chest, crossing the ankles. We're gonna do 2 more. Knees into the chest, extending out. Knees into the chest, crossing the ankles, lifting it up, setting it down. Last one, knees into the chest, extending out. Knees into the chest, crossing the ankles, lifting up the butt. Great job, setting it back down. Going through a regular vinyasa or following me, we're gonna do a soft vinyasa here. So scooting the butt back, keeping the knees out wide, walking the hands forward, slight bend in the elbows, letting those hips dip down as much as is comfortable, and uncrossing the ankles, lifting up, downward facing dog. Great job. We're going to go to the other side. Inhaling that left leg up, exhaling, plant between the hands, raising up, crescent pose. And we're from here, we're gonna bring the knee up. We're gonna extend that leg out. We're gonna bring that right knee up and we're gonna extend it back. Great job. Knee up, extending out. Bring it back in, extending back. Here's 3. Up, out, up, and back. Here's 4. Up. Can't lose count on this one. Up. And back. Last one. Remember where you're here then yet? We're gonna cross that right knee over the left, maybe hooking that right foot if you can, teeing out the arms. Taking that left arm on top of the right, grabbing shoulders or palms. Great job. We're lifting up and away. Releasing the arms, finding funky chair. Right ankle goes on top of the left. We're gonna sit back. From here, you can do, if you're doing a handstand hop from this position, arm balance, whatever you need to do. If you wanna just fold over more into this, you can do that too. One more breath here. And we're gonna straighten out the legs, crossing that right ankle over the left. We're gonna fold forward. Great job. And we're gonna step back with that left foot. We're gonna heel toe that right foot to the edge of the mat. We're gonna place both hands on the inside of that right foot. So remember that right knee is hugged in close to the shoulder. If you wanna go down to your forearms, if that feels good, if you wanna do Ekapata, you can do that too. If you wanna drop that left knee like we did on the other side, finding that external rotation on the right hip, going to the outside of that right foot. You can always bend that left foot up, grabbing onto the foot. Great job. One more breath here. And we're gonna let that foot go if you have it up. Heel toeing that foot into the center, taking that left knee to the outside of that right ankle and sitting down. Inhaling that left arm up, exhaling, twisting towards the right. Hello. And if you guys have any suggestions or you want anything in the next class, please let me know. Or if you need a modification for something that I'm doing, let me know. I'd be happy to share that with you. One more breath here. And coming back to center. We're gonna do that same thing again. Bringing the knees into the chest, extending the legs out, bringing the knees into the chest, crossing the ankles, planting the hands, lifting up, setting it down. Knees into the chest, extending out, knees into the chest, switching the cross, pressing it up, setting it down. Knees into the chest, extending out, knees into the chest, cross the ankles, plant the hands. Knees into the chest, extending out, knees into the chest, crossing the ankles, lifting up. We're gonna do 2 more. Out, up, crossing the ankles, lifting up, setting it down. Knees into the chest, extending out. Knees into the chest, crossing the ankles, setting it up. Great job. Scooting the butt back. Going through a soft vinyasa or regular vinyasa, whatever vinyasa. Letting the hips dip down. Uncrossing the ankles, lifting back up. Downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna kind of move through this a little bit quickly. I'll be talking you through flip dog, but I cannot do that right now because it hurts, so I'm not gonna do it. So if you're having back problems or you're just not quite awake this morning, you can follow me, but I'll talk you through the flip dog and when to do that, okay? So inhaling that right leg up, bending open that right hip. From here, flipping the dog if you want. Coming back around, bringing that right knee into the chest, extending that right leg out, setting the foot down, reaching up with that left arm, fallen triangle. Bringing that left hand down, right knee goes to into the chest, inhaling that right leg up, bending and opening up the hip, flipping the dog if you want. Bringing it back around, bringing the right knee into the chest, extending that right leg out, reaching up that left arm. We're gonna do one more of those. Playing that left hand down, right knee goes into the chest, sitting that right leg up, bending and opening up the hip, staying here, flipping the dog. One last time. And bring that right knee into the chest, extending that right leg out, reaching up with that left arm. Great job. From here, we're gonna find plank pose with that right leg hovering, okay? From here, going to the outside of that left foot, if you can, keeping that right leg hovering, reaching up with that right arm. Woo. Bringing that right hand down, right foot comes down, moving through your vinyasa. Inhaling up, exhaling, rolling back down, pressing up into plank or tabletop, lifting up the hips, downward facing dog, other side. Inhaling that left leg up, bending and opening up the hip, flipping the dog. Bringing it back around, left knee goes into the chest, sending that left foot out, reaching up. Right hand plants, left knee goes into the chest, inhaling that left leg up, bending and opening up the hip, flipping the dog. Coming back around, bring that left knee into the chest, extending that left leg out, reaching up. Bringing that right hand back down, left knee goes into the chest, inhaling, left leg up, bending and opening up the hip, flipping the dog if you want. One last time. Bringing that left knee into the chest, extending that left leg out, reaching up. From here, going into that three-legged plank. Three-legged plank, you know what I mean? Putting that right hand down, left leg is hovering. Going to the outside of that right foot if you can, reaching up with that left arm. Bring that left hand back down, setting the foot down, moving through your vinyasa. Inhaling up, exhaling, rolling back down, pressing up into plank or tabletop, lifting up the hips, downward facing dog. Great job. Dropping down to the knees. Sitting back on the heels. We're gonna do a couple rolling camels here. Taking that right hand behind the right foot, lifting up the hips, reaching that left arm back. And sitting down, switching it out. Left hand plants, right arm reaches, hips, swing up. One more each side. And setting it down. Last one. And setting it down. From here, my little thing is falling out of my ears. We're gonna do some, we call active Gomukhasana. So we're gonna take that right shin down. The toe is gonna be pointed pretty close into the groin here. We're gonna take that left foot, it's curled under, and we're gonna try to press that left heel down. We're gonna shift forward. We're gonna bring that left knee into the chest. We're gonna cross that left foot over, and we're gonna sit down. And left knee goes back into the chest, extending it back. Bringing that heel down. Bringing it back up, crossing it over. Bringing it back up, going back. This is the last one. Bring it back up, crossing it over, sitting down. Bring it back up and sitting it back. We're gonna go into pigeon pose. So taking that shin a little bit more parallel to the top of the mat. Looking back like you're in one long line here. You can always, if you have a blanket or a block or a pillow or whatever, you're putting too much weight on this right hip, you can sit underneath there. We're gonna slowly fold forward. If you wanna stretch out your shoulders too, you could put your right arm underneath the left, you can fingertip the arms away from each other and set your chin down. Whatever feels good. 2 more breaths here. And slowly press your hands into the mat, lifting the chest up, curling the left toes under, bringing that right knee into the chest and finding downward facing dog. Great job. We're gonna plant that left shin down this time. The toes are pretty close. They're probably, the heel is close to that, your right hip, okay? So curling the toes under, trying to press back with that right heel and bringing the right knee into the chest, crossing that right knee over the left and sending it down. Bringing that right knee into the chest, bringing it back. Right knee into the chest, crossing it over, sitting it down. Right knee into the chest, bringing it back. Last one, right knee into the chest, crossing it over, sitting it down. Right knee into the chest, bringing it back. Great job. We're gonna move into pigeon pose from here. So taking that chin, wiggle that ankle up just a little bit. Looking back, looking like you're in one long line here. Remember, if this is too much, you can always go 290-degree angles here, okay? This feels good. Go ahead and fold down. If you want to stretch out your shoulders too, put your left arm underneath this time. Fingertip, the arms away from each other. I keep on forgetting that you guys aren't hearing the music I'm hearing. One more breath here. And pressing the hands into the mat, lifting the chest up. From here, we're just gonna go back to our knees, okay? We're gonna take that right arm up. We're gonna bend the elbow. We're gonna take that left hand on top of that right elbow. We're gonna guide that hand down. If that feels good, taking your left hand around, bringing it back, maybe grabbing onto your shirt, maybe grabbing your hands, trying to bring your chin up off the chest. And we're gonna switch it out. Left arm goes up, going behind, taking that right hand, guiding the elbow down. From here, staying here, this feels good, or taking that right arm around, bringing it back, grabbing your shirt. You can always use a towel here if you want. Bring your chin up off the chest. One more breath here. And slowly letting it go. We're gonna go all the way back down to our backs. Yeah, my mat, okay. So we're gonna extend that right leg up. We're going to clasp the hands like we're doing a little yoga gun. So you can keep that left foot planted or extending that left leg out and letting that left heel hover, whatever feels good for you this morning. We're gonna go outside of that right foot for 5. We're gonna inside the right for 5. We're gonna switch out. We're gonna 5 on the left, 5 on the outside, okay? So going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. In the center, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching out the legs in the center for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. To the outside, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Bringing the feet up. We're gonna reach towards the toes for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. Take the heels close to the butt, lifting up the hips into downward facing dog, you know. Oh goodness, into bridge pose. If you want to do a full wheel, you can do that too. One more breath here. And we're gonna slowly drop in the hips all the way down. Let's drop the knees to the right. Dropping the knees to the left. Coming back to center, hugging the knees into the chest wider. You can go into happy baby if you like doing that. Maybe rocking side to side. And let's go ahead and find our last pose, which is Shavasana. Extending the legs out or keeping the knees bent up, whatever feels good. You can always bring the arms above the head if that feels good too. Just closing down the eyes. Relaxing the point in between the brows. Letting go of that Ujjayi breath. And starting to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking yourselves up a little bit. Extending the legs on, bringing the thighs to touch and the arms above the head for one last full body stretch. And bringing the knees into the chest to give yourself a squeeze. And slowly rolling over onto that right side using your right arm as a pillow. Breathing in all the good, letting go of all the bad. And slowly pressing yourselves up into a nice, comfortable seated position. Eyes closed down, hands together at heart center. And let's take one last nice big deep breath together. Inhaling, filling up the belly, up to the ribs and the shoulders, letting it all go. Bringing the chin in towards the chest as a sign of gratitude for yourself and everyone else. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning, for watching, for supporting the studio. The light within me sees and loves the light within you. Namaste. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions or you want anything in particular, please let me know. Y'all stay safe and healthy and all the love. Thanks.
Thank you.
Now you get to watch. I just heard someone talk to me. Is that you, Dad?
Yeah.
Oh, that's.
Hey, Erin.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Erin, put it on Erin. Erin. Erin.
Oh my gosh.